Hey guys, it's Ariel Osorio Fitness here, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to lose fat. So we're starting it off with, of course, macros, which if you go to one of my earlier videos, you'll be able to see how exactly you calculate them, how you track them, and then how you incorporate them into your diet. So let's begin. So macros for fat loss. So basically, the way that we're going to be doing this is in 3 very simple steps. Number 1, find your maintenance calories, which is the calories that are needed to maintain your current weight. Number 2, be able to find your protein, fat, and carbs. And lastly, number 3, get shredded. It's going to be simple like that. So let's begin. So in order to find your maintenance calories, here I'm going to write it here. Maintenance. You basically have a specific formula that you're going to want to track. So in order to track that, you're going to want to do this. And this is the formula that I use to track it. So for this specific scenario, we're going to be doing an example of anyone. But you can base this example off using all the information here. You can apply it to your own. So don't necessarily copy the numbers as to like the weight of the person and everything, but just use the formulas to base it off of your own weight. So for maintenance calories, which is basically to maintain your weight, your current weight. For this example, let's use someone that is 180 pounds. And then in order to ballpark the maintenance calories, it's somewhere around 14 to 16, anywhere in that range. Because this is basically the 14 to 16 that you see here is basically a scale for maintenance and activity level. So the more active you are, the closer to 16 you will be. The less active you are, the closer to 14 you will be. So it's anywhere between 14, 15, or 16 to properly get your maintenance calories. So 180 pounds for this is going to be the body weight. Alright, so we're going to start off by applying the math. So someone that is 180 pounds times 14, that would equal out to 2,520 calories. For someone that is generally sedentary or that doesn't do too much on the average day. For someone that's 180 times 15 equals to 2,700 calories for someone on average. And then 180 times 16 equals 2,880 calories, which basically would be around the very active level. In order to track this properly, we're going to apply what we just did, but just as an example, we're going to be doing 180 times 15, just this video. So we're going to be doing this one. So our example person is going to be on the average scale. So what we're going to be doing here, basically, we're going to call this person Bruce Wayne, since if If you guys know me, I'm a big fan of the Batman movies and everything, so Bruce Wayne is a big character for me personally. All right, so Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne maintenance calories is 2,700 calories. Right there. So in order to track cutting calories, in order to lose fat, what we're gonna have to do is essentially play around with this number right here. So this is to maintain the weight. The magic number for me personally to lose fat is gonna be this. So just figure it out in this way. So 2,700 coming directly from here minus 500, because this right here, 500 calories is basically the best starting point for fat loss. Is 2,200, which is the cutting calories. So this is the calories needed to cut. So now that we have this, we're gonna figure out our protein, fats, and carbs. So basically for protein, I basically have a specific scale that I like to incorporate. So body weight. I basically like to use anywhere from 0.8 to 1. So 0.8 grams of protein to 1 gram of protein. Anywhere in that range is fine with me. And then anyone that would be closer to the 0.8 range would basically be anyone that isn't a fan of protein, so doesn't enjoy protein. To feel more full during their diet, you would basically have them be closer to the 1 range, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, because it brings more satiety, which means feeling more full throughout the day. More satiety. So for this specifically, we're gonna go with a 1 gram. So for that, it's gonna be 1 gram of protein times 180, because that's how much the person weighs for this example, Bruce Wayne, which is basically 180 grams of protein. And then with this, that's basically the macros for the protein section. So now we're going to go ahead and figure out what we need to do to figure out how much is needed for fat. So for fat, we're going to put body weight, of course, just like we did earlier. Body weight. Now I have 0.3 would be someone that isn't too much a fan of fat but likes to eat more carbs. So someone that likes to eat breads, pasta, rice, things of that sort, they would most likely be in the 0.3 section. Put them at carb lover. If you want to be in the middle, I would place you in the 3.5 range, which is basically I don't know, Ariel. I'm not too sure if I want to be in that section. So we're gonna put don't know. And then to the right here where you see a 4, that is basically anyone that loves fatty foods such as peanut butter, avocados, things of that sort. This is generally where I would place them. So fatty food lover. So this is basically where you can place yourself, either 0.3, 0.3.5, and 4. And the way that you place yourself, what I personally recommend with anyone, unless you know that you're a fatty food lover or a carb lover, I would begin with placing you at 3.5 just to see where you like in terms of the foods that you normally eat and everything, and then you can go from there. And then you can always change it a little bit to the right or a little bit to the left. But for this case, we're gonna put the don't know section. So in order to figure out what needs to get done, we're gonna do 0.35 times 180 because Bruce Wayne's weight, which equals to 63. So we're basically gonna switch this to 65 grams of fat right there. So now we have this. So 65 grams of fat. Now we're gonna go to the next section. Remember from the previous video that I made, remember this, what I'm about to write. So for protein, fat, and carbs. So for protein, there's 4 calories per gram. For fat, there's 9 calories per gram. And then for carbs, there's 4 calories per gram. So for protein, we basically know that the Bruce Wayne's weight is 180. And since we know that, we're gonna use 4 because, why? Because in protein there is 4 calories per gram, like I just explained. So 180 times 4, which equals to 720 calories. All right, so for fat, we figured out that it was 65 grams of fat. So we're gonna incorporate 65 grams times what? Times 9, because there is 9 calories per gram for fat, as you see right there. So that equals to 585 calories. And then what you're gonna want to do is add this to up 720 plus 485, which equals to 1,205 calories. What we're gonna want to do is 2,200 minus this amount. So 2,200 minus 1,205, which equals to 995. The carb section is 995 that we just got right here, divided by what? By 4, because there is 4 calories per gram, like you just saw right there. So 995 divided by 4 equals to 248.75. But again, like I mentioned above, I'm not really a fan of numbers like this, so we're gonna round this up to 250 grams of carbs right there. The overall cutting macros for Bruce Wayne is 180 grams of protein, 65 grams of fat, and lastly 250 grams of carbs. And then when you incorporate these three things, this equals guaranteed fat loss. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Thank you.